What is up, YouTube? We are back with another video. I know it's been a while since since I've been making videos, but we finally got some cool projects going on. We finally got that car back, so we were able to make some footage on that, make a video on some of the progress. Car was out for so long because we were waiting for it to even get taken into JDL, and then we were waiting for like 3 months to get that car finished up. But now it's finally back. All the parts are at coating, and then I just got some more parts that I'm waiting for to be able to finish up the turbo build. Once that's done, we can go ahead and paint it, do all that. This build is going to be up next, so we're going to be getting some nice footage of the A86 once that build's done. But in the meantime, we got to make some money, so we have modded out Alex in for a turbo kit. So you guys know I love doing turbo kits and recording it. We got some cool colors going on with this turbo kit. A bunch more mods. I think we got to do some hood vents. We got to do an oil cooler kit for it, and just a bunch of little goodies that I got. Let me show you guys what we have. So here we have some new exhaust tips from Juice Pipes, some liquid moly oil. This is the turbo kit here. Got the header over there. We're gonna be using Passion Pink for all the cold side of the piping. The turbo also got coated. So the back side is in Cerakote in black, and then this front side is in the same Passion Pink. Those are the APR hood vents that we're gonna be putting on. We have the oil cooler there, that's the parent. Intercooler over here, new tail lights. So we got a lot of things that we're gonna be doing to this thing. Of course, I did the splitter on it. But this car is gorgeous. Alex keeps it nice and clean. You guys are seeing a sneak peek because he just got the wheels powder coated. I think he did the brakes too. They're in that same Passion Pink. So the idea is to go with a Miami style. Look at that. It's looking amazing. He also did the airlift tank in the same pink. So now that the car is pretty much ready for shows, we want to make it faster, and I think that's going to give him a lot of bonus points, especially with having all the cool colors in the engine bay. So let's go ahead and boost this thing. All right, we moved the car to the bay. Now we're going to be cutting the hood so we can install some vents that we're going to be installing along with the turbo kit. So we're going to go ahead and cut those now. So let's see what they look like underneath. Nice. Look at that. Perfectly in between the...
Yeah, they came out really nice.
Oh, that's what I want. I want them to just be like right there. Damn. Got it looking all perfect.
Damn, that does look really good though. Try to record the back too. Yeah, that sits really nice. Damn.
me.
There you go.
Wow.
Looks good.
All right, guys, so far you guys see me strip the whole car, get the intake off, get the header off, get the oil pan off, and then also I went ahead and clamped all underneath the intake manifold, because those vacuum lines underneath will fall off if you're boosting, and it's just gonna make your car go into like limp mode and start misfiring. So clamp those down. We went ahead and changed the bash bar to the one that I had on my car. So it's got a bash bar instead of the factory crash bar now, so we can fit the JDL intercooler. And now what we're gonna be doing is test fitting the header. If I can get the header, I guess it's a turbo manifold, to fit without interfering for the oil pan, we're gonna go ahead and put it on, get the turbo on. I gotta take the oil pan to JDL tomorrow so they can go ahead and weld a oil return bung on it. So that way we can, mount the oil return for the turbo. So let's go ahead and get this header on now, and I'll put you guys on the time lapse again. All right, so now since we got the header on, putting the turbo on, but before that I had to do all of the water lines, change them to banjo bolts, and then I had to add the oil return. So that's on. I had to do the 45, have it come out fully sideways so I can clear the belt, because if I angled it anywhere near that, it's gonna rip the oil return line. So full, I have it set up this way. Just wraps around, it's gonna bolt straight into the oil pan. Now that I got that figured out, I went ahead and set up this pipe here with everything that we need. We have the HKS blow-off valve on it. It gets clamped on with like a C-clamp and an O-ring. Then this is gonna be one of the boost reference things that we're gonna be adding. I believe we can either use this, we probably use this for the wastegate, this fitting here, the JDL stuff. So we can go ahead and clamp it to the intercooler. So it's gonna go from there to there. So let's go ahead and install this little piece. I'm gonna go ahead and lift this up, put it on, but I gotta put the phone down. So there we go, I got the pipe on. I had to readjust the HKS blow-off valve. I kind of set it a little bit too much of an angle straight up. So turned it down, got this little fitting in, facing that way because it's got to go that way. And then water lines, like I said before, got all this clamp figured out. They're super nice, like they say JDL on them now. This is all the new stuff. And then this HKS like mount is crazy because it threads on, and it has an O-ring. And it has that C-clip there with an O-ring on it as well. So it's a very different way to mount compared to the Turbo Smart that I have. I think we have the turbo clocked perfectly. There's a little bit of touching here with the part that goes here. So I'm gonna have to either cut it or bend it so that way we're not rubbing off on here. We don't want to rub off the powder coat, and we don't want to cut a hole in this eventually, so we want it to not be touching. So now I think I'm gonna have to do the down pipe before we do the pipe from here to there, but that's what's gonna give it its final look. All right, now that we got this part done, I wanted to put this part of the pipes, but we needed to put the down pipe first. So I got the O2 sensors swapped over and got the new down pipe installed. Look at that. Everything's V-band because this is a Garrett G25-660. So it's one of the most popular turbos for small 4-cylinders. And that's what we went with, to have something of the new generation in this car. And I think it's just so much nicer, so much easier. Usually the 4-bolt ones I kind of struggle with, but with V-bands, right on, super easy. And everything is just working nicely. And I heard the bottom mate up to the overpipe, so I know that's gonna be good down there. Now we can go ahead and install this pipe from here to the throttle body. Doing the water lines on the JDL kits for this car is so simple. I'm so happy that it's this simple, because on the K, right there, it is not simple at all. I had to break my head trying to figure that out. But water lines are done. They go right underneath the throttle body. There's like a little U hose, which is that one right there. That little hose right there comes off. And then you just hook it up to that, hook it up to the turbo. The turbo comes with these AN6 fittings, but the JDL kit comes with these banjo bolts. So we could just go ahead and clamp the hose to that. I had to route them a little bit weird because he has a titanium piece that goes here and it would not fit. And if I did run it through there, it'd be really close to this, to the belt. And the titanium piece is really sharp, so it'd probably cut them. So I wanted to route them around to, you know, avoid that. So now that we got these on, I can go ahead and finish putting on the intercooler piping. Just kind of got it all mocked up here. So we can go ahead and put it on. Got the other piece mocked up there. But it would be in the way of the lines. So did the lines first, got that done. Before I continue, I'm gonna go ahead and put that, which is the oil feed. I'll put that on so we can be ready with that. All right, so we got all the components of the turbo kit installed. We just have to do some hoses from the blow-off valve, from the wastegate, and that's pretty much it. I guess we just put the filter, which will cover that little line right there, which is just a breather for the engine. But check that out. That's how it's gonna look. Everything's coming along nicely. We got everything hooked up now. Look, I guess I just have to hook up this little breather thing right here, but got the filter on. That looks amazing. That being pink too kind of adds a little bit more to the car. So here's the blow off, right? It has this little elbow fitting off of it because this turbo doesn't come with a little elbow off the turbo. Normally, I think some of the older gens will have it there, but this one doesn't. I mean, I don't think this one provides full boost, since this is where like it's starting to build it, right? And then this big one after the snail is where it's full boost. So I'm not really sure about connecting to that. I haven't looked into it, but I don't think that's gonna work. So JDL provides this connector here with this little elbow fitting to have boost reference right after the turbo. So this, you wanna connect either to a boost controller and then your wastegate, or from here, you can see you follow it down, all the way down to the wastegate down there. There we go, corrected. And it just connects to the port right next to one of the water ports. You want to connect it on the bottom. And if you guys are looking at this, you're like, what's that? It's just a hose that I added on top of that just to protect it from the heat coming off of that. Obviously it's Cerakoted, so it's not going to be a lot of heat, but you still want to protect it, because in the past I have melted that hose even with Cerakote. So that's just from being a little rowdy, because this will still turn red. The header will still turn like red. So you want to just protect it just in case. If you're not driving aggressively, then there won't be a problem, but that's just how it is. And got the filter on. I think it looks great, honestly. It looks kind of pink, so I think it kind of matches good, but we're gonna get a little filter sock for it, because as you can see there, that's the tire. And if you go over a puddle, throws water on your filter, guess what you're sucking up? So you want to make sure that that's good. And then as for the blow-off valve, in this case, he doesn't want to connect it just yet. I still have it connected, but I have it connected to this same thing off of the T, which cancels it out, because essentially it's putting the same amount of pressure on this side of the blow-off that it is on this side. And that's just temporary. He just wants to see how it sounds without a blow-off. Instead of like fully deleting it, you could just do that. And if you were to route the blow-off the correct way, you would have to push this blow-off all the way to something on the manifold, which in this case would be right here. This is the only spot where we can actually get that. They do sell a spacer for the map sensor, but if you it's easier because this already has a hole, or you can tee off of it. If you have a manual, they actually provide this piece here. If you have the manual version, you can do it off of the brake booster line. But if you have an automatic, you have to do it from here or from here. Yeah, so this is an automatic, obviously. That's why we can't do that. So we just routed it like that. And we'll see how it is. If we do need to fix it or change it, it's something that's super simple to do. Getting the car flashed right now. Just gonna hook up a jump box to it so it doesn't die. We got a bass tune to get it running, and now we're gonna drive it for a little bit so we can get it dialed in. Get that interior. We got the car tuned last night. Had to put the MAF sensor on. That's why I hadn't put the carbon piece on. And since I didn't put the carbon piece on, I couldn't put on the strut bar. Just a bunch of little things. I didn't want to put that on because I wanted to make sure I can see everything clearly, make sure nothing was leaking. But we're all good. So got the rest of the carbon parts on. I had to trim them to be able to fit the filter, to be able to fit that hose. And then that was actually fine. Didn't have to trim anything. Put that back on. And the car is all done. We're just waiting for the owner to come pick it up. His name's Alex. Oh, one thing we did do is we changed this trim. This trim was looking mad thick. Actually, I have a piece of it over here. So this, I guess it'd be this part right here. So that's how thick the trim was before. And now we put some factory looking trim all around the body kit, so it has this nice seal. Technically it's a weather seal so that dirt and water doesn't go in there. So we got that all on there. Car is ready to go. Oh, one thing I did added the P3 cars gauge. So now he can check his AFR boost readings and all that. So just a bunch of mods done to the car at the same time. We changed the exhaust tips, modified the exhaust so he can go low, drive lower. Got these black exhaust tips on it. Just overall, quite a big project, but we got it all done. This car was pushing, I think it's got a 7-pound wastegate spring. Tuner says it was reaching 8, and sometimes when we would shift, we hit like 10. So it was, this turbo just wants to spool. It just wants to keep boosting. It's a G25. Felt crazy, it sounded crazy. Put a little clip up here of how it sounded. And yeah, let's just wait for Alex now. Car's completely done. We got the red car there. We got the blue car here, and then we got my car there. And some RPF ones over there. Alex came back after the turbo install. He's been driving it for like about a week, and this came back from powder coating, so we installed it just to kind of give it a little bit more of the color to the engine bay because it was missing from just showing these little bits here. And we think that's going to make it, you know, give it that extra color so it pops when he opens up the engine bay, it shows. So we got that installed, and we're going to go ahead and hook up the HKS blow-off valve, which we didn't do the first time just because he wanted to see how it sounded, but we want to hook it up this time to see how it sounds with it. You're good. Are you? How's it sound?